And that's what's so amazing about Steph.
Yeah.
Let's bring Reggie Miller into the conversation off of that conversation you had with Stephen Curry. And I know that happened just before the season began, correct, Reggie? So
Correct.
You had no idea at that point that you guys would be teammates on this night, huh? Reggie, you're on
What are you
there,
guys
man.
talking about?
You're on the list.
You're on the list,
You're on
brother.
the list, man.
Whoa! Seriously, okay. Wow. I'm a little flustered right now because we all know this is very subjective, and I look at that list because you're going to get into who didn't make the list, and there's great players on this list, and looking at the first 50, everyone absolutely deserves to be on that list, and I wasn't going to be upset if I wasn't, because I would put my resume up against anyone. But who's on that list right now? I'm a little shaken right now because I wasn't expecting to be on that list.
Oh, that's the same reaction Shaq had.
No, we congratulate you, Reggie. And you know what? I think back when I used to work with your sister, and Cheryl used to tell the story, and you guys would talk about being in high school out there in Riverside, California, and you'd be all happy about having a big game and come home, and folks would say, "Yeah, that's good, Reggie, but Cheryl had 100 tonight." And so I just from those beginnings to the Hall of Fame, to this 75th team, really capture that moment for me, will you?
First of all, it's an elite list, number one, and I'm going to keep this more so as a family affair. You know, you mentioned Cheryl. I'm not in this position if it wasn't for my big sister pushing me. You know, to look across the hall and have the greatest, not one of, the greatest women's player of all time. I'm not sitting here talking to these other great players if it wasn't for Cheryl. So it's a Miller family affair, and I'm very honored.
Well, Reg, man, congratulations, class of '87, represented well. You know, this guy. You know, the funny thing is, as Reggie knows, I heard of Reggie through his sister because obviously Cheryl was such a great player. I was playing in an All-Star game, and she was like, "I got a little brother that's going to be going at y'all at North Carolina." I was going to North Carolina. She's like, "He's going to UCLA next year, and he's going to get you." And so I heard about him through Cheryl, and and then obviously seeing him playing against him all through the years, and then one of my best friends becomes his backcourt mate, Mark Jackson. So our connection just kept getting stronger and stronger, man. I'm just proud of what you are in terms of, again, we talked about guys who move the game forward, how you move the game forward, and how you change the perception of what players should do to get ready for games, how to play the game, and how to impact the game. And some of the best battles you've had has been documented, but the way you move the game forward, I said that to Dominique and say it to you, is just incredible, and you well-deserved, man. I'm so proud of you, man, and just being part of seeing it and watching it and being part of it.
Reggie, so let me ask you a question. Is that good or bad? And I don't mean that in a negative way. Because, I want you shooting threes. I want Steph shooting threes. You think it's an issue at times, guys shooting threes who shouldn't be shooting threes?
I understand what you're saying, but don't forget Steph Curry got it from you. I want to congratulate you. We had many battles together. We played together on Dream Team 2, well-deserved. The only time I was afraid of you was in the finals game. I think it was game 3 or game 4 where you had the last shot and I had fouled out of the game, and if you would have hit it would have been a different series, but you were someone that everybody always feared. My favorite Reggie moment was, of course, you versus Spike Lee and the Knicks. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite moment. So again, buddy, sorry Chuck asked you that dumbass question when we're supposed to be congratulating you. Congratulations, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it, big fella. Look, we've had a lot of, you mentioned the battles, especially goes back to Penny and yourself in Orlando. We were fortunate to beat you guys at first year in '94. We surprised ourselves because you guys were supposed to beat us. And I remember coming up to you after that and says, this will never happen again. And sure enough, the following year, you guys beat us in the conference finals to move on. And obviously in 2000, your Lakers, you had to bring it up. Took down my Pacers in the finals. My only real shot at winning a championship. And you're right, that game 3 does haunt me because we had you fouled out. You thought we were going to be cruising on Easy Street, and you had some kid by the name of Kobe Bryant, I believe, who really took over that game in overtime, and you were just too dominant for us in that series.
Hey, Reggie, I would apologize for blindsiding you with the news, but your reaction was awesome, man, and congratulations.
Congratulations, brother.
Nice going, Reg.